The road to the 2020 Kentucky Derby continues, and this time we're going out west. It's the San Vincente Stakes race, and the champion juvenile 2-year-old Storm the Court makes his return here in a 7-furlong race, and he's got some competition. Although the field may be small, there are some strong horses with some upcoming talent, led by Nadal, Fast Enough, and Rad. An impressive maiden victory the last time out, last seen as a 2-year-old. Let's take a look at this race, and remember, hit subscribe, smash that like button, and we also have a preview up already of the Sam F. Davis Stakes, and you can watch that at Derbyologist YouTube channel. Fast Enough, is he fast enough? His speed figures are right around that 90 mark, and he picked up a nice victory in a Cal-bred restricted race stretching out the last time. I like the fact that he cuts back to 7 furlongs, and he won first time out at 4.5 furlongs last May. This is kind of an unusual resume for a horse. He broke his maiden at 4.5 furlongs first time out, won by 3, went wire to wire. Now he comes back off a layoff and wins off the pace, and wins at 8.5 furlongs. Now his second race this year is at 7 furlongs. Kind of an interesting type race, and you know, pedigree is there to go a distance. Eddington and Bertrando, you know, third lifetime race, and this could be the type of horse, if he can run well with this group, he could maybe stretch out and look at something like the San Felipe or the Santa Anita Derby. He's going to be overlooked on the tote board this time. He's been under 5-1 in both his previous 2 races, and Fast Enough is definitely the type of horse you have to take a long look at in this race. Rad broke his maiden his last time out. That was a day that Bob Baffert won 4 races of the last 5 on the card. And Rad actually faced an unusual pace scenario that day. A horse got loose by 3 to 4 lengths. So when you look at the past performances, it looks like he was a little bit of a closer that day. Well, the fractions were really fast. They went 21-3, 45 flat. And it was a maiden speedball out there setting the pace. He ended up fading badly, and Rad picked up the pieces. What I like about it, it showed that he could kind of take a licking and just stick around and hang close, and then really just kind of ran his race down the lane. I think off the layoff and that twirling candy, you know, he's capable of getting a good horse. Another horse who I just like the fact that he faced a all-out speedball in that second race, who ran 21-3 and 45, and then just kind of got the victory. Definitely Rad, one to consider. Party Town, son of Shackleford, he'll have the big engine. That unbridled pedigree seems to go through 2 to 3 generations, and they just have the big chest, the big motors, and a lot of them have speed, and that's what Party Town brings. He's got a lot of speed in this race. I think he's going to be a little outclassed by a couple of these other horses on the outside, especially the speed outside of him. Nadal, big victory in his maiden debut, hammered at the window 6 to 5, dominated the race by 4 lengths. Joel Rosario rides this time for the first time, and Nadal is already 12-1 in the Kentucky Derby Futures and listed in pool number 2. Nadal by Blame. Blame does have some horses that seem to kind of get injured every now and then and go to the sidelines, in and out of form. So we'll see if Nadal can, got a little bit of a funky leg action on him in that debut race. Worked out really nice that last workout in company. So I think he's going to run a good race here. And the question is can Nadal in his second lifetime race deal with a horse like Storm the Court, ridden by Flavian Prat? Won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. That was kind of a goofy race. A couple horses no-showed that day, but he did win his debut at 5.5 furlongs. He's got speed. He ran a 105, and he can run anywhere from a 93 to 95 speed figure here off the layoff. But if he's truly going to be a router, he's going to probably want to come from off the pace, close, and maybe finish second in a race like the San Vincente. And on the outside, rounding out the 6-horse field, is Ginobili, and this guy also going to be a little bit of an outsider, but the pedigree, Munnings, all sprint breeding out of a Sharp Humor mare. They bring a little bit of precociousness to him. And Sharp Humor was actually a pretty big horse, trained by Dale Romans. Ran a bang-up race against Barbaro in the Florida Derby. So Ginobili's got a little bit of that pedigree. Munnings runs out, his horses outrun their pedigree all the time. So even though he's only a $35,000 purchase, Ginobili, Baltus usually has him ready to fire off the bench. I think he's going to run a good race. He ran 4th in the Grade 1 Del Mar Futurity, won his maiden second time out, wire to wire. So he brings some speed to the party, and being on the outside may give him the opportunity to kind of set his position, what he wants to do. Outstanding field for the San Vincente. Who do you like? Leave a comment below, smash that like button, and hit subscribe as we lead you up to the 2020 Kentucky Derby. Storm the Court versus Nadal in a second lifetime start. And don't forget about the rail horse. I think it's going to be very interesting with Fast Enough and Rad also coming back on the cutbacks and then Rad off the layoff. Who do you like? Leave a comment for the San Vincente.